Oh, smack it.
Way to do it. That was a sweet slate.
Glad we met. Alright, from the Brain Trust, we are with Johnny and Clay from BioDiesel. What's up, guys?
Hi. How you
Hey,
doing?
you doing?
Not much. Lots up, actually.
Chilling out. Hey, you guys just finished your show at Harper's Ferry.
Yep.
We want to know, what is your relationship with the city of Boston?
I have a big one, Clay. How about you, buddy?
I think yours is bigger. You should explain.
Well, it's not big. I went to college down the street. My house is not my house. The landlord that bought the house, rented it to us as college students, is about 2 blocks from here on Pratt Street. So I grew up right by Harper's Ferry and went to Berkeley, did that whole thing, and it's kind of interesting to play it now because we used to come to shows all the time. So this is that's my relationship with Boston. I lived here for about 6 years. Enjoy Boston. I mean, Mike, come on, Boston.
Alright, do you guys write songs for yourselves or for your audience?
Very selfishly, just us. We don't give one rat's about the crowd.
If you're having fun,
Clay, take over.
That's all
'cause
that matters.
obviously, we write music that we enjoy. That's what I'll say. But of course, we're interested in our fans, and we definitely like electronic music.
Yeah, we
Kidding.
write stuff that we'll enjoy, stuff that we wish we were hearing when we check out music in this genre. But at the same time, it's always in the back of our heads, it's our audience gonna enjoy it.
I got the key.
We're not purposely, trying to write anything that people completely eat up or that people completely dislike. It's just, if I hear a break or a transition or something that I know an audience will respond to, damn right I put it in, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, to us, it's not worth it to mess around with stuff that doesn't move us.
Johnny, you were always into the classic percussion style, but then you moved into the drum and bass style. What was that transitional period like for you?
Clay just said he didn't know that. No, check this out. This is when you said I want to clarify. When you said classical percussion, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. My studies have always been on drum set. I would not say that I'm a mallet player. I do play piano and write on piano, and I'm proud to say that I'm able to work with Clay, and I'm not just making beats only. However, the drum set focus, drum machine study, loop study came during Berkeley when there was a lot of acid jazz stuff going on. A lot of hip-hop, like from the Roots, original Roots record. I did my first article on Questlove. That was my first published article because somebody had told me in a high school that I taught at, I said, what is your favorite, album right now with live drums? And they're like, dude, do you want more Roots? And I'm like, really?
About it,
So I nailed it, transcribed it, and they published it. And ever since then, I still haven't met Questlove in person, but someday we'll probably run into him in Philly.
I run into him all the time. He's the nicest guy in the world. He might be nicer than you, which is saying a lot.
Well, that's great, dude. I mean, plus he actually has the fro pick in his hair.
He did when I met him.
Seriously, you can't pull that out.
He came to one
No.
of my Silk City shows.
Wow. So my point, let me make sure I don't get sidetracked, because I already am. I started checking out drum and bass when a friend of mine that was in the adult contemporary jazz scene, believe it or not, kind of Dave Sanborn-ish type of this is smooth jazz, K101, that type of guy, was like, dude, have you heard this jungle stuff? And I was like, no. I went to Tower Records when they still existed in Sacramento, grabbed a whole bunch of Goldie and all sorts of records that were just on disc at the time. I wasn't a DJ.
And what else? LTJ?
Yeah, LTJ, Goldie.
Diesel Boy.
Yep, Diesel Boy.
Big Fun. All of those cool guys. Groove Rider.
Ronnie Size.
Yeah,
Ronnie
weird,
Size was a big Ronnie Size too.
Yeah, Ronnie says, we were incubating in kind of the same sort of environment, separately. Him on the West Coast, me down in Florida. The acid jazz scene was huge in Florida. I lived in Orlando, and obviously there was a big house scene too back in the 90s with Icy and Deep Stream and all those guys. Yeah, Adam Freeman.
Ronnie Size.
I used to see him every Thursday. And
You should be in the.
yeah, once I really heard drum and bass, I knew that's what I wanted to try to translate into the live thing.
Right. So what I did was, like an idiot, I bought sampling CDs, like Jungle Warfare 3 sampling CD, and
For
started.
protection or for?
No, just try to copy it. So I tried to copy the beats on there that were programmed to cut up, and I wouldn't have done that unless these 2 producers approached me at a trade show and said, "Dude, we want to produce your stuff," and I was like, "Well," and they said, "Get Jungle Warfare 3." I started copying every break off that,
Hell yeah.
and that was my first thing. And then I wrote a book, Jungle Drum and Bass with the acoustic drum set, based on all this type of thing for live drumming. So I mean, I still love it.
Yeah, me too.
And that's a published book that people are studying right now.
I think sometimes.
He'll be modest about it, but yes, absolutely. It's the standard. I mean, he literally wrote the book on that style. He won't blow his own horn. I'll blow it for a second.
No.
You can blow it for him.
Exactly.
What
NFI trucking, buddy.
All right,
It's not a joke. We were in the car for 8 hours in the way.
Dude.
Clay, I got a
I'll tell you what
question- I got a
NFI
question for
trucking
you.
means.
Yes.
Clay, can you describe the difference between your role in Brothers Past and your role in BioDiesel?
Oh, geez. I mean, I could probably write a book on that. But,
Briefly, yeah, in a nutshell.
I mean, they're both, you know, similar because, I mean, it's like, you know, I'm bringing the same experience to the table for both of them. I think, if anything, like, what I'll say is that there's a much different dynamic when you have 4 people working together collaboratively on art, and then when you just have a strict partnership.
Right.
You know, there's definitely a different dynamic that comes into play, and, you know, as far as that goes, like, you know, Brothers Past is more by committee, you know, and more, you know, there's 3 guys to run everything by, whereas, you know, Johnny and I, you know, if we like something, we do it. It's just 2 of us that we have to kind of run stuff through, and that's got its advantages, and, you know, maybe it's disadvantages.
I think it kind of has just its advantages.
I agree.
Because when Clay writes something, he's like, his production values are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm hearing stuff, and I'm like, I was taking the subway back from downtown Chicago, the L, back to Evanston.
For Blunt?
Yep. And was listening to some of our mixes. Not our mixes, Clay's mixes. And my point is, what's happening now is we're both sharing our own just solo production with each other via email or in person.
It has nothing to do with, like, drumming or bass playing.
No, it's just like
It's all production.
totally. I'm not even playing drums on. I'm actually.
Yeah, I don't play bass guitar. Like, this next album that we're gonna come up with, the next studio album, like, very little, like, him playing drums and me playing bass. It's us, like, straight up producing.
I'm playing Drum Machine live.
And
on
you
the
better
track.
bet when we go out on tour after, like, we're gonna be playing the hell out of it live. But, like, for the purposes of writing it, like, we'll just write on the computers and we'll worry about playing it live later. Like, we'll be able to figure it out. Like, that's what we've been doing for a decade, you know.
That's great. Well, what are your plans after this current tour? Like, what are you guys doing after right now?
Releasing music. I mean, it's been in the can for a long time.
Studio or live?
Both. We have. We're releasing a live record and a studio record.
Anytime on any word on that? Any like release date? Anytime? Do we know?
It keeps shifting around because we can't decide if we want to release the live one first, the studio one first.
And we're trying to do some stuff, like we have a little blog thing that I kind of
We're just getting ready to launch it.
What's the name of it?
So, yeah.
Right now, if you go to biodieselband.com and you click on just the blog button, which I think Adam's updating soon,
Yeah, it's not there
it'll
yet,
be
but it
a-
will be in the next. Like,
it'll be
couple
me
weeks.
and Clay controlling a mini website. Are you running out? I got you, dude. So it's like a mini site that him and I are.
tour
Yeah,
diary.
like here's what happened today: the NFI trucking and all this different stuff. And, so my point is, check it out.
Nice reference.
On the subway, when I heard that thing that Clay did, and I'll keep it short, I started mixing it in with other like old Goldie stuff, and instead of being like super critical, being like, oh, like that's a demo, it started making me realize like, no, this is production value is like up there with a released record. So
I mean, this is the thing. Like, we haven't been playing as much as we did like in our first couple of years. We took a step back to really like work on writing, work on our production, really just kind of like ramp stuff up as best we can, and kind of develop the duality. Like, we've got to force, for a live thing. Like, we both play, drums, keys, all the instruments. But we, for this next studio release, we really just kind of want to exhibit ourselves as straight up in the box producers. And
right, where you might not even think that,
Yeah, because you can do fun stuff
buddy.
for the crowd,
Yep.
and that's what y'all do, and that's why people like to see you.
Let me do it again. We're here live with the Brain Trust. These guys are killer. And Clay Parnell, I'm Johnny. And King Kong Smokestack.
Fastest drummer in the
BioDiesel.
world.
Oh yeah, biodieselband.com. Enjoy it.